Hi, Rach. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Ken. Hi, Alex. Hello, Danielle. Hi, Molly. Hi, Kari. Hi, Ash. Look, Danielle, the roots are gone. I was turning into a brunette, I felt like last week. I need to get my hair done so bad. I was in California with a really unintended.
So pretty.
Call it. Hi, Shauna.
Hello.
Hi, Shannon. If you guys can, turn on your videos. I want to see you guys. It's like, I want to talk to a bunch of boxes. Hi, Barbara. Thank you, Ken. Shannon, wherever you are is gorgeous. Wowzers.
That's just my background. I'm not really there.
Oh, I was like, dang. I was like, we need to be where you are. Hi, Kisa. Hey, Chris. How are you? We're going to start in like maybe a minute. So tag someone and pop, like grab your upline, your downline, your crossline, your sister, your mother, somebody, and just get them on this call and fire it up tonight. All right, you guys, over the next 30 seconds while I wait, and I know some of you can't, but if you can turn on your videos, I would love to see it. And over the next like 30 seconds or whatnot, hi, Sassy Mackey. Is that a real name? Sassy. I was like, who's that? Never met Sassy Mackey before. Hi, Violet. Hi, Chris. As we launch into the call, I'm going to go through just like a few announcements, and then we'll get into the heart of it. So hi, you guys. Thank you so much for calling in for our weekly Monday night team call. I love, love, love our team calls. And I know that we have had an amazing, amazing Hi Jeff lineup through our 90-day action plan. And you guys, we've got more guest speakers coming. I'm not going to tell you everything, but we've got Dr. Josh Plant lined up, Zach Slobin lined up, Sydney Lynch lined up. So we are not even close to being done with our guest trainers. However, I hadn't popped on at all. I've been having so many amazing speakers on for you guys and doing some other people's calls. I'm like, I haven't even done my own team call. So hopefully you guys are okay listening to me tonight. And it's going to be a little bit different of some of the 90-day action plan stuff. But the very first thing as we're loading the call, and you guys, as a friendly reminder, feel free to message someone, just say, hey, don't forget, pop on the team call. Lauren's firing us up for the rest of the 90-day game plan. We just want these lines packed. And for those of you that can turn on your videos, I want to see your gorgeous faces. But I'm going to go through a couple announcements and a little bit of recognition and then into the heart of tonight's call. So the first thing I want to do is shout out Miss Ashley Belias, who I swear she was on here and now I don't see her. Do you guys even see Ashley on this call? Where'd she go? Well, oh, there she is. I was like, where'd you go in the little box? So you guys, I swear, when this girl wants to put her mind to serving people, like she absolutely does. So she was sick last Sunday and kind of was like, can you help me with a call? Like I've got some people interested. They might share some shakes and cleanse. Well, long story short, the woman that she enrolled then went on to enroll 4 people in the first 24 hours. And then another one shared with people because of not only this idea of accountability partners, and she's coaching them in this group thread, because we just do better when we're holding each other accountable. I'm cleansing today, right? I'm actually having a great cleanse day, knock on wood. I'm like energized and not hungry at all. And Ryan's kind of dragging, and I'm like, come on, babe, we got this. Like apps for Grand Cayman, like the accountability piece works. But the other is there's just no reason people should pay for these products. And when you tell people hey, grab accountability product or accountability partners. Don't pay for your products, and you show people how to do that. It's amazing. So Ashley and Chantel and Holly, Jason, you guys, we're so excited to have you on the team, and I'm super excited about you. I also wanted to give a shout out to Ashley, a different Ashley. I'm not sure if she's on the call, but Laura has just been working so closely with her. And this girl is like, every day I see her in our groups and her photos, and she's like the ever shrinking Ashley. And she went on to get to be a consultant just because she loves these products. I am also, I'm looking to see if he's on here. Ian is just crushing it, you guys. I'm in so many ATMs and so many group messages with him. He just really, really has caught this vision. So I just always want to acknowledge some people, and also Karen O'Neill, if she's on here, you guys. She has been a product of the product, took a little hiatus. She came back and cycled 5 times. Like, that's a $250 beautiful bonus. So that excites me. I also just wanted to tell all of our California team, thank you. I'm like still on this high. It was amazing. You know, being able to lock arms and share our stories, ignite new lives, really see new leaders step up. Like, I was such a proud mama watching Danielle and Kisa and Jules train. I was like, they're freaking good. Like, and then I had a little bit of like, where'd they learn some of that stuff? But really, no, it's them. They've done the work, and it was phenomenal. And I just really want to encourage you guys to stay working closely with people, because I can honestly tell you, and I know Kisa has a migraine. Thank you so much for getting on the call anyways, babes. But it was fun, you know, and it's so easy to lose the fun in this, especially when we work remote. We're hanging out by ourselves and in the pockets of our time, just sending messages to some people, right? Responding to emails. Like, it's not fun. It's not. And there's a piece of this that the monotony is really important, right? The consistency is really important. To have like this incredible life, we have to be doing the things that the majority of people don't want to do. But then where does the fun come into it? And I'll just tell you, like, California brought the fun back. And it reminded me of days when I used to go to a coffee shop with my sister and Alex, and we would just sit there and work all day, but we were around each other. You know, sometimes we'd have a glass of wine. Who cares, right? And to be able to spend that time, I mean, more than once, I just was like, could not catch my breath that like I'm sitting here with 2 of my closest friends, right, on this ocean side view, talking about Isagenix, prospecting, and inviting people to an event. And it was like, we get to do this. I mean, at one point, like, I like literally got Paige's and Keith's attention. I was like, you guys, this is a choice. Like, how many people on a Thursday afternoon want to sit by the ocean and share this gift and get paid in the process? Like, I mean, I was just could not even like absorb that that's what was happening. So I just really wanted to shout those people out. Couple announcements for you guys, and a little bit of trivia. And I'm gonna actually open up the chat here to make sure I can see the chat screen with you guys. Who knows what BIA stands for and why it is the way that it is? Does anybody know? Like 3 people today were like, why is it called that? Who came up with that? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Rachel gets a point, Chris gets a point. So the E alone, you guys, the E with like the line above it, that's the sign for energy. Okay, so that is why that's there. But the BE is botanical energy, and then the A is adaptogens. And this is what makes this product so cutting edge, is that we are the only naturally sourced energy drink. So there's nothing synthetic in there, no garbage. And instead of needing 1,500, 2,000, I'm gonna have a heart attack milligrams of caffeine in some of the not so great products that are out there, we're saying if you give your body what it needs, the right vitamins, the right minerals, the right phytonutrients, you're gonna have sustained energy. And the adaptogens in there are brilliant. So that's like, if you have high cortisol, right, or you have low cortisol, the adaptogens help balance that out. We all have different circadian rhythms. So this is gonna be something awesome, especially for people that have broken sleep, working night shifts. Just really start to think about who you can share BIA with. And part of it is understanding what makes it different, right? So it is less than 1 gram of sugar, only 10 calories, you guys. Are you kidding me? And the best way that I want you to learn about describing it until you taste it, y'all need to order and taste it, is think more like a LaCroix, but a little bit more forward berry flavor. So it's not super sweet, doesn't taste like juice, doesn't taste like an energy drink. It's like a sparkling water with a berry undertone in it, right? A berry flavor. So it's very refreshing. It is approved on cleanse days. You all need to order it. And I will tell you, very rarely, I'm like a sample junkie. I'm not like, hey, here's an e-shot for everybody, right? And hope that someone orders. I just don't do that. I think we work as a system. I bought some cases of this. This is like, I'm literally sending Ryan to work with a case for all of his salespeople. Like, this is a product that they're gonna love it. They're gonna feel good. They can see on the product how good it is for you. So I just wanted to make sure that I covered a little bit of that for you, because I know there was like a lot of information and excitement, but it's hard to talk about something if you don't know what's in it until you've tasted it, until you've sampled it. So you guys should all put that in your order basket, right? Taste it, then recommend it. And like anything, we are not a one-hit wonder, right? We're not trying to be $1 billion company off Via, but there are some people in your life that maybe don't want to cleanse yet, right? They might not want to try the whole AMP line yet, or maybe they're already on a different nutritional program, but start to invite them into Isagenix, even with this product. Do this with some oils, do this in some skincare. You can get really creative. And don't forget the shipping promotion. So 135 BV will get you free shipping. And if you have ISA delivery, it'll take $20 off. NYKO is on the cusp of selling out, y'all. Like, on the cusp of selling out. UIA, rumor is, was off the hizzle. So if you guys have not talked to people who are with David Wood on the East Coast this weekend, but that being said, there's this buzz to want to get back to events again. There's this excitement, and some of the new products are going to be launched in Phoenix. Get your NYKO ticket. I do not want it to sell out and you guys miss out. We're not telling you this 3 months in advance because we like want to make sure you're going. Like, you need to have a ticket. I have 5 and I went and bought 5 more today when Corbett showed me the numbers of how close we are to selling out. Okay, so you guys want to make sure you get your butts in the seat. And then on 10/23, I was making sure I covered all the announcements. On 10/23, Josh Plant and Kathy Coover are going to do a Wellness Wednesday event, similar to what Emily Vavra and Josh Plant did a few weeks ago. So if you've got people in Arizona, you want to be inviting them to that. It's obviously free for guests, and they're doing a presentation. So I think that's all I've got for announcements, and I think I've got all for recognition. I want to kind of bring us up to speed on where we're at right now with the 90-day game plan. And before I do that, because I have so many of you on the call now, and I've been doing my best to respond to text messages and Facebook messages and your emails and your calls, thank you. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Not just for, wow, I didn't think I was gonna cry. Not just for like celebrating me, but for all that you do. Like, I wouldn't have the recognition or the income without every single one of you. And I don't take that for lightly, ever at all. I know how many of you give up time with your kids to be on these calls. You are, sacrificing going out to eat so you can keep your accounts active, whatever it is. I believe in you, and I thank you for the recognition. And I thank you for all your hard work in this community and our culture, because it really is a massive team. And I honestly cannot wait to like celebrate many more of you that hit that milestone in the decades that we're a team. So let me just start with saying that. The second, that as we go into the 90-day game plan, it was kind of perfect of what I wanted to say as we wrap up the 90-day game plan about this, is so often we get really excited. And for those of you that have ever seen the cycle of growth, it's what's called inception, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, superwoman, I can do it. I'm unstoppable. I'm unbreakable. And you get this crazy idea. It doesn't just have to be with Isagenix, you guys. It can be people that want to do a fitness show, people that sign up to be a marathon runner, people that, whatever it may be, right? We get this like superpower feeling. The time that you see humans do this a lot is New Year's resolutions. And then over time, a week or two, what happens is something called deception. Our habits creep up, right? All the noise in our head that keeps us from progressing into accomplishing this goal resurfaces. And we usually fall back, and then we prove ourselves time and time again that we're not worthy, we're not deserving, we're not good enough, and we end up in the same position we were at before we got that big, audacious, hairy goal. If you are consistent enough, and if you are willing to do the work to change the habits, you go through another phase, which is the transformation phase, where you're breaking old habits and creating new habits, and you end up with a new identity. So for example, if you think about weight loss, New Year's Day, I'm giving up sugar, I'm giving up gluten, I'm losing 40 pounds, and this is the last year I'm ever gonna be fat, right? So many people do this. And then a couple weeks into it, They're like, oh, it's a birthday party. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, right. And by March, they've already gone back to all their own habits. They're overweight. They've told themselves that they're always going to be overweight. They're big boned, this and that. And then maybe sometime late fall, they get back on the bandwagon because they don't want to end the year in the same place they started the year. Have you guys ever met anyone like this? Like, I mean, feel free to write in the chat. I mean, I think a lot of us have done it. I've done it many, many, many times myself. And the same thing happens with people that want to save money. You know, they're like, I'm not shopping, I'm not eating out, I'm going to pay off all my credit card bills, right? And then life happens. And so with the 90-day game plan, what happens is people come out of the gate like, I'm going executive. I'm going to be the next Isagenix millionaire. I'm going to cycle 20 times by the end of the 90-day game plan. But what starts to happen is kids get sick, right? Our job calls us. It doesn't look the way you thought it was going to, right? You didn't enroll 50 people in the first month and you tell yourself, I suck at this. It's never going to happen. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm never going to make any money. And people start to pull back. They start to disconnect, okay? And they prove themselves right that network marketing is hard. They prove themselves right that they're not meant to do this. And that is not the case, you guys. That is not the case. So I'm going to go through a few things as I fire you up for the last sprint. We just started week 9 of 12, right? We have completed 60 days of the 90-day game plan. We did the first 30-day sprint. We did the second 30-day sprint. We are in the third 30-day sprint. And the fact that you guys are all on this call, like, congratulations. Like, thank you for being on. Thank you for, just really committing to yourself, right? And ending 2019 in a place that you're really proud, right? Ending 2019 in momentum of where we're going into 2020. Isagenix is doing their part with trips, with incentives, with upfront money to the compensation plan, with new products, with innovation, with market disruptions. Isagenix is doing their part. No one can blame a finger and say Isagenix isn't paying us when we have the Crystal Consultant bonus, right? The 40 is the new 20. No one can blame Isagenix and say, hey, we don't have enough new products. We didn't just come out with a seasonal shake. Bia is cutting edge. The bone broth is cutting edge. Some of the things coming in 2020 is cutting edge. I heard them say last week on the leadership call that within a matter of months, there will be 20 brand new or improved products. So one of the things you're going to see is Hydrate is being reformulated with way less sugar in it. Isagenix is doing their job. So now we have to do our job with not only sharing the products and continuing to change lives, because we're all here because these products work, but also sharing the opportunity and being obsessed with getting people paid. That's what's going to keep Isagenix growing. It's going to keep us sexy, what's going to keep us in momentum, and was absolutely going to keep it fun. So I want to tell just a brief bit of my story because there's actually a lot of people on this call that don't know my story, and especially with the recent recognition, I kind of want to share what happened and then also a story that happened right afterwards that has to do with your mindset, okay? So 6 years ago, 6 years and 1 month, when Isagenix came into my life, I was not looking for network marketing. I was actually running from network marketing. I wanted nothing to do with this industry. I always thought they had poor products. I thought they were ripoffs. I thought they were scams. I thought the companies were sleazy and cheesy and full of Kool-Aid parties, and I didn't want to be touched. I didn't know what personal growth was, right? I wanted nothing to do with this, nothing. However, there was a series of major events that happened in my life that I knew something had to change if I wanted something to change. If I didn't want to spend my 30s buried in debt like I spent my 20s, I had to do something differently. If I wanted to teach group fitness 2 or 3 hours a week because I love it and it's freaking fun, and not 17 to 20 hours a week because I had to, that was destroying my knees and my back, like I had to do something differently. I believe Isagenix was a divinely created company, and I believe it had divine intervention in my life. Not everybody has to agree with that. I believe in that. And when Isagenix showed up, there was a few things right away that got my attention. Number one was these cutting edge products. We are raising the bar in the nutritional world, not just with network marketing companies, you guys. This food is superfood. It's supercharged. It is amazing. The second thing that got my attention was the compensation plan. I saw it was an equal playing field. I saw that I could pass people above me, so I debunked that whole pyramid thing. I saw that there was no cutoff, that everybody below me had the same opportunity as I did. I saw that our volume didn't, flush every single month. I understood the numbers, and I understood it was a real business if you treat it like a real business. And the other was I saw the culture. I saw our core values. I saw the mission statement. And I thought I could not have aligned myself with anybody better. And what happened is I got to freaking work. You guys, I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And I'm so grateful. I didn't know they both were going to be on here. My sister and my mom are both on this call, because when I started Isagenix, I said things like, I'm going to be a millionaire in this company. I'm going to put Colorado on the map. We are going to impact thousands of lives. And people looked at me like I was freaking crazy. I had never sold anything. I had never, ever, ever, ever had any type of leadership role. I had never been in network marketing, right? Like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew it was possible with hard work. I knew it was possible if I learned the skill set. I knew it was possible if I didn't quit, because I'd seen all these other people do it. So fast forward to 6 years and 1 month later, the day after I was announced the newest Isagenix millionaire, someone, and you guys saw this post, some of you saw it in Dreamers, wrote some snarky comment that I had scammed 1,500 people, right? Someone I know has scammed 1,500 people or whatever. And what I first wanted to say to her was, get it right, bitch, it's 15,000 people. That's what I first wanted to say to her, to be totally honest, because it's way more than 1,500 people that we've helped. Thank goodness for personal growth, that's not what happened. And I wasn't in person with her, because who knows? But I thought about it for a second, and I was like, I'm not even gonna respond to this woman, right? I said, she's not worth it. She's not worth the time, she's not worth the energy. And I'm sorry that she is in such a sad and broken place in her life that she feels she's gotta bring other people down. I'm not exhausting my energy to try and prove this person right, And then I thought about it a little bit longer, and I said, you know what? I am gonna say something, but not for me. So if you guys know the Enneagram, I'm an Enneagram 8, it's a challenger. And when we show up as a healthy expression, there are magnanimous leaders that are 8s. Martin Luther King is one. And I'm not saying I'm Martin Luther King, but I'm willing to say the tough things on behalf of other people. And so I wrote her, because I said, I have always been 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And that girl will take someone out of the game. Someone who's made less money, someone who has a smaller team, someone who doesn't have the same belief, that doesn't have the same relationship with the Cougars that I have. She has the ability to take someone out of the game. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to write her back, and I'm going to defend this industry, and I'm going to defend our company, because if it shuts her up for a second or makes her just think about what she's doing, it was worth it for everybody else. But what I want you guys to realize is one of the reasons I have the success that I have with Isagenix is I have been 10 feet tall and bulletproof since about 30 days into it. So after I went to my very first event, and I've never wavered, I've never questioned, I've never looked at another company. I have watched people build with us and leave. Some come back, some have just left, right? I've watched people make all kinds of promises and never fulfill them. I have had people talk about me in the team and outside of the team. I've had my own family be disappointed because I chose to work instead of going to events. I have missed so many social events because I wanted this so bad. And if I could do it all over, I would do it all over again, probably with someone or with even more. But the point being is I would always say, what matters most? What am I willing to do to get to where I want to be? And part of it was mindset. Part of it was vision. Part of it was belief. And I'm telling you this because the number one reason I believe that people get taken out of the game is because they start to not have belief. They start to question the products, right? So you might be doing a shake, you might be drinking Ionix, but if you're drinking alcohol every single day and you're ordering pizza at night and you haven't done a cleanse day, it's not the product's fault for not working. It's your poor habits that the products are not working, right? So get back on track. Do a 30-day, do a 9-day, do what you need to do, but realize that the products work. People start to pull back because they start to question the compensation plan. It's not the compensation plan, it's the amount of work that you're putting into it, right? People start to question the culture of the company, then you have to get to an event. But I think if I can share some of this with you, I want to remind you as we go into the last 30 days of this 90-day action plan, borrow my belief. I've only been doing this for 6 years. You guys, when I joined Isagenix, I joined for the 10-year plan. I didn't expect this to happen in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. What I knew is I had spent many, many, many years getting 2 bachelors and 2 masters that wound me 100 grand in debt to make $12 to $15 an hour. I said, this company is going to pay me to learn in 10 years if I'm not making $100,000 a year, right? I said, in 10 years, then I'll quit. I came into it with a 10-year plan. So many people come into this with a 30-day plan, a 60-day plan. This is just the springboard. So when I think about my 10-year plan, I'm 2/3 of the way there. I'm in year 6, not even. Can you guys imagine what will things look like in 2025? Like, that excites me on where we're going. But it starts with your belief. It starts with your mindset. You've got to stop worrying what the people up above are not doing. You want to know how many people have come into my downline from up above? Look again. I am on the inside of an inside leg. If you looked at my business right now, it's like 165 BV remaining on this side and 238 or something. I need 900 BV every week to cycle. But I would do it over and over and over again because I love it. Now, when Kathy Coover called me, you guys, and that was a surprise, I wasn't expecting it, something came up, and I did this on the Facebook Live if you watched it, that I thought about almost immediately. I made between $30,000 and $35,000 a year as a nutritionist. That was my annual income. If you take $1 million and divide it by 6 years, it's basically $167,000. That's the average that I've earned over the 6 years. Now, for those of you that understand the compensation plan, it was less in the beginning, it's more now. But take the average. Now also do $30,000 or $35,000 times 6. The cumulative amount of what I would have earned if I had stayed in Fuel for Life for 6 years is less than what I've done in 1 year in Isagenix. So I remember the day I quit my job, and I called my dad. I will never forget this. I was driving on Hamden west towards Broadway, for those of you that know Denver, right? I was working in a doctor's office near Swedish Hospital. And I was telling my dad, I'm going in, I'm putting in my notice with the doctors, I'm selling Fuel for Life, I'm gonna do Isagenix full time. And my dad said, what? Like, you barely got your practice going, you know? And it was like, to do this thing. I think that I had made about $500,000. My dad still said, are you still doing that thing? But when I decided that I was gonna quit my jobs, not Isagenix, I thought, you know what? Who knows what's gonna happen? Network marketing is high risk with a lot of other companies, but you know what? So is oil and gas, and people take high paying jobs for that all the time. And they're the first ones to get laid off when the economy changes, right? Any industry is high risk. If you ask my opinion, I said, I'm gonna be all in. I don't do anything half-assed. I'm gonna be all in. And if it works for 3 years, for 5 years, I thought this is gonna be more fulfilling and have a greater income potential, and I'm gonna have way more fun than if I stay here. And if something else happens, I'm hireable. I've got a lot of skill set. I can always go back to work. And so I dove in hardcore. But what I want to share with you, you guys, is over the 6 years, the skill set has changed. My boundaries have changed. My consistency has not. So there was a period of time, and I'm so grateful that Laura and Alex and Ashley and Kisa and some of our, like, what I call OGs, right? Like the original dreamers, they should be ODs, but that sounds like a bad name. So I'm just gonna call you guys my OGs. But the original class, where I was like, I was all over the place all the time. I didn't know how to lead a team. I didn't know if we should be like demanding people get on calls, doing recognition, cleanse coaching. I was like trying to do what everybody else was doing, and I was on my phone all the time. Like, if you were like, do you want to go to lunch? And it looked a lot like this. I'm like, yep, like the whole time. Like, I was like technically there, but like, no, I was not there at all, right? And early in the morning, late at night, I was like glued to this thing. But then if someone's like, hey, do you want to go out? And I'm like, nope, I got to work, right? So even by myself, I was like this. And people said, like, you know, I don't want to do what Lauren does. It's not fun. And that was some of the best feedback I ever got. So I was like, you're right. Even if I love to do this, it's not going to be duplicative, and it's not going to be fun to people. And so there are some things I learned. You guys, my first opportunity meeting did not sound like they sound now. My three-way calls now do not sound like they do now. Our team training calls do not sound like they used to. but it's a skill set. But I was committed to getting better, and not just with connecting, and not just with overcoming objections, and not just with promoting events, but with leadership, with understanding business, with understanding finances, with my tax write-offs, with how to save money, with where to invest money, all of it. Because I thought, if my money blueprint's at $30,000, what am I gonna do if I make this amount of money? I don't know what to do with it. So I committed to getting better. So when that girl made that comment, it didn't faze me. So I was like, you don't know how hard I've worked. You don't know the tears I've cried with people, the places I've traveled, the amount of hours that we've bonded, that we've shared stories, right? It didn't faze me. But for some of you, it will if you don't have that same 10 feet tall and bulletproof mindset. So today, you guys, I'm consistent. You know what I mean by that? I post on social media every day. My lights are bright that I'm doing this, that I love our products, that I'm having fun, that I don't have a 9 to 5. If I don't post that I went to yoga at 9 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon or wherever, how do people know that I'm not at a job? I'm posting pictures of being at coffee with people, out to lunch with people, working out with people, because they have to see the life I am choosing to live out loud, right? I am consistent with my IPA sheet. I brought them to California, that I do my gratitude, my new connections, my follow-up, my intention statements all the time. But I also disconnect. So Kisa and I have known each other since the very beginning. She's my first executive. She's my first builder, right? I mean, it was serendipitous that Kathy called me on my way up to see her at the resort that she hit 3-star at. I mean, the whole thing, it's like, you can't plan that if you tried, in my opinion. But I would get up in the morning and respond to ATMs for an hour or an hour and a half. I did my 3x3 when I got out of the shower. I posted on social media, but then I disconnected. We went out to dinner with another girl who was an executive on our team, and we hung out and we drank wine. And it's like, you can embrace the gratitude of what you've built. But I will tell you, if you are starting and stopping and constantly starting over, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting, it's not even fun. And when I think about this 90-day game plan, there are so many of you that have already started and stopped, and we're not even 3 months into it. So if you think about everybody that starts a Monday diet, right? Sunday, we're going to bottomless mimosas. We're going to eat all the donuts and French toast out there, because Monday, I'm starting my ketogenic diet, right? I'm going to eat all the carbs in the world on Sunday, because Monday, it's ketosis time. And then after a week or two, it starts again, right? Your guys' product users are doing this. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm making mac and cheese and grilled cheese and quesadillas. By the way, this was me. So I can make fun of these people because this was me. And then after a week or two, it's like, oh, I'm starting my Monday diet. I'm going paleo. I'm only eating fat and veggies and no grains, right? And it doesn't last. And this is what's happening with your business. But what I've found is the same way we coach the 80-20 with our nutrition, right? 80% do the right thing, 20% have a glass of wine, have a piece of pizza, have a grilled cheese, do whatever you need to do, as long as 80% of the time you're sleeping well and you're working out and you're doing your shakes, doing your onyx, doing the fast days. The business is the same. But to be completely honest, the numbers are the different. 80% of the time, you don't have to be doing isogenics. As long as 20% of the time, you're freaking intentional about it. As long as you are clear on what you're doing, it will open up more freedom. So I messaged 25 people this morning. I looked at my schedule. I was like, okay, I'm getting my hair done. I have this appointment. We have the team call. I'm going back out of town again. My 3x3, I really got to like get some connections going. I messaged 25 people, almost verbatim a message, right? For those of you that don't know, on Facebook, you can type in a name and you can like search a city, or you can just type in a city and find people in it. I'm looking for people, and I apologize already. It's a little bit judgmental, right? I'm looking for people that are pretty, that are fit, that look influential. They've got a lot of good friends, right? I don't want to like send this message to the person that's 2 friends on Facebook and looks like they video game all day long. I know I'm stereotyping here. I'm owning it. I apologize. But I'm looking for someone that looks like they like people, that are social, okay? And I'm sending a message that's like, hey, Molly, I noticed you're in Texas. I'm looking to expand my business in Austin. Your vibe is amazing. Would you be open to learning with what I'm up to? You'd be great at it. Boom, 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 right? The only thing I'm changing is the person's name. So I sent 5 to Tennessee, 5 to California, 5 to Texas, right? These states that we're not even in, that you don't even hear about people doing isogenics in. And then I have the response. If you guys want this, I'll repost it. It comes from a girl on Trudy Maples' team. Most people said, what's your business? Very few people gave me crickets, right? And then I talked about it. And I mean, if you guys want these, I'll put the scripts in Dreamers in Action. I'm happy to share with what I'm doing, but it's a ton of conversations. So I looked at it today and said, okay, I've been gone all week. I've spent no time with Ryan. I have all these errands. What's my consistency today? I'm going to post. I'm going to reach out to a lot of people. I'm going to follow up with them when we get off this call, and I'm going to set appointments for tomorrow. And if 25 conversations, I should probably enroll 2 people, get double pips before I go to the Grand Cayman. That's what I mean by consistency, right? I'm going to do all the work on the forefront of this week so I can have fun when we're down there. But there are 2 words that you hear in Isagenix all the time that people lose sight of, and I'm going to bring them up. And again, try not to cry. It's been an emotional week. You hear about your why and you hear about your vision. If you have heard these words in Isagenix from me or from somebody else, write in the chat. Right? So you talk about this all the time. You got to know why you're doing it. You got to see where you're going. But if I had to be completely honest, you guys, most of you don't have a freaking clue what your why is or where you're headed, and that's what takes you out of the game. When I first got started and I knew why I wanted to build this business, I wanted to furnish my house. Not because I was upgrading it to stuff from Restoration Hardware, because I didn't want to be sitting on the floor. At 30 years old, it's embarrassing to have someone come over and you don't have a couch. Right? 30 years old, it's embarrassing to be sleeping on the floor because you don't have a bed. That's why I originally started. Then I wanted to build this business because I hated my jobs. I didn't want to work brunch on Sundays anymore. Absolutely not. And then my why shifted because there was a period of time I thought that my dad might not be in a position to retire himself. I mean, he could have in the long run, but we worried about this idea of medical benefits and if they were going to kick in before he was old enough to retire, because he was retiring before Medicaid was going to kick in, right? Or Medicare, not Medicaid, Medicare. And like, I had this huge why of like, if my dad had medical expenses, I wanted to be able to pay for it. Like, it evolves. There was a period of time, my entire why was this team. I knew Alex's story and Jen Feichter's story and Laura's story and Ashley's story and my sister's story and my mom's story. And I was feeling so grateful and so blessed that I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to do whatever it takes so other people can have this. You know, my why now is so much bigger. It's like, where can I donate time? Where can I volunteer? Where can I contribute more? How am I going to pay for my soon-to-be stepdaughter's, college fund in cash so she doesn't come out with the student loans like that, right? That if I have a family someday, how can I have the best nanny that I can do what I love but have some support around here? Like, your why is changing. But when people invite me to things, it's never been a question of like, do I need to work or go to that? Because I know why I do what I do. If that doesn't ignite you, and I don't mean it makes you cry. It doesn't always have to be sad. It means it ignites you. It means that you wake up and you want to touch your business, that you realize you get to do this. You don't have to do this. You get to do this. That's when you know you have your why. Now, the second piece of this is your vision. That's where you see where you're going. And that is on the other side of that transformation in your identity, right? And you break all those bad habits and you become this new person and all those things come to fruition because you see it and you believe it. And every single day you work on your subconscious mind until your conscious mind recognizes that you got to where you were supposed to be. So the very first time that Janny told me to make a vision board, I didn't understand it. Some of you probably don't understand it, right? What it does. But I literally said, you want me to cut out a ton of pictures and put them on a bulletin board and look at this every day and that stuff's gonna come true, right? And she was like, uh-huh. And I was like, that woman is insane. But what I also knew was she'd helped a lot of people in the company and I had never done it and I didn't have all the things I wanted. So I said, I have nothing to lose, right? If I put up all these fun pictures and get all excited and none of it comes true, I'm in the exact same situation I'm in anyway. Couldn't get worse, right? You can't take things away that you don't have. It was just that it might not happen. But then I said, what's the best that could happen? What if like 10% of the things came true? What if 25% of them came true? What if 1% of them came true? What if by just focusing on what I wanted instead of everything I didn't want or didn't have, what would switch? In my first vision board, almost everything came true. And I was like, Now, mind you, you can't just look at the board. You have to actually do the work that goes behind the actions to get those things. So if you have a picture up there of a fit body, you can't just like by osmosis, like, ooh, six-pack abs, six-pack abs, six-pack abs. But what starts to happen is you want that, and it starts to rewire the chemistry in your brain so that when someone brings donuts to a party, you naturally don't want them. And there's not this whole battle of like, ooh, I really want that, but I shouldn't have that, but I kind of want that, but I shouldn't have that, right? It's just easy to go have a shake or an Isodelight because somewhere in your brain is going six-pack abs, six-pack abs, six-pack abs, six-pack abs. So over here, you guys, that is my vision board, which I'm updating as soon as I come back from the Cayman Islands. And I don't know, I wish I actually knew which number this is. I think it's like 7 or 8, maybe 9 of how many vision boards I've done. Because of everything on that vision board right now, the only thing that has not come true is the wedding I am planning and the baby I don't have. I can move those pictures to the next one. But I had on there when we moved into this house, you guys, in March. I'm sharing this with you not to gloat, but to press upon you the importance of knowing where you're going. I moved into where we live at the end of March. For all intents and purposes, April was the last weekend in March. April, May, June, July, August, September. So in the basically 6 months, 6.5 at the most, I had on there to speak at an Isagenix conference. And I was invited to keynote the compensation plan. I had on there to publish my book. I had on there to be Isagenix Millionaire number 327. I was fortunate enough to be number 305. We had Brian's 40th birthday party on there. There was a credit card bill that I wanted to pay off on there. There's like so much on there, but I look at it every day. And so when people say, do you want to go to brunch? It's not even a thought that I'm going to go to brunch on a Sunday, because Sundays is our most important day to work, right? Like no one's ever had to tag me to get on a team call. This is what I do because I want those things. I don't care about watching TV. I care about being able to have this amazing life someday when I have a baby, right? To plan the wedding that I've always wanted because I finally have the perfect man. That is like being able to see where you're going so that when someone says you scammed 1,500 people, I'm like, no, lady. I've helped 15,000 change their bodies and get paid because they are on a mission for their own vision. But you guys have got to see that. So I'm going to close with the end of the 90-day game plan. You have 30 days. Why? Like, why do you want to go manager? Why is it important to hit the 5-cycle bonus? Why is it important to get back to an active executive? You know the answer to that. Why do you want to get uncomfortable and reach out to 10 or 20 new people a week? Why? Why does it ignite you? Like literally right now after this call, because I'm going to be so fired up, Brian's going to want to like chill and I'm going to want to be on my phone because I get to do this. Like I get so excited. I don't want to stop because it's passion. There is purpose behind what I'm doing. You guys have got to find that. If you feel like it's hard and you're forcing this, you are. When you are feeling authentic and you're in integrity, people are just going to come to you. You don't have to send out 30 blind messages. People are just going to want to be a part of who you are. This second piece is like, know where you're going. Like I visualize up there all the time right now, there's 200 dreamers at NYKO. I've never even had that big of a goal at Celebration. But the momentum we're in, the excitement we're in, like, right? Like people, I'm like 200. Can you picture 200 people sitting together at NYKO? I think about it every day. I think about the fact that like, we're not all gonna be able to sit together because we're gonna be saving seats in different areas. That's how many people are going. I think about the rooftop or the restaurant that we're gonna be able to reserve because that's how many people are going. Like that's the vision that I have right now. I have a vision of the mountain setting it looks like when I get to say I do. I have a vision of what Celebration looks like, right? And there's people from Colorado that can get on a big old bus and drive to Park City together because it's cheaper and they want to be there. Do you see your lanyard at NYKO? Like whatever it was the last time you've never been there, you get to rewrite this story. Do you want to know what I did at Celebration? This is truthful. I would show it to you, but I actually don't have it in front of me right now. It said 6-star Crystal Executive, 5-star Golden Circle, and I put a big X on it, and I wrote Isagenix Millionaire. That's what I wrote. I'm going to New Year's kickoff as an Isagenix Millionaire. And if I can do it, you guys can do it, but you have to see it. You have to see exactly where you're going. So at the end of the 90-day game plan, you got 30 days. Are you a manager? Are you a director? Are you executive? 1-star, 2-star? Have you helped 10, 20, 30, 40 people gotten started? Have you rank advanced 1 person, 2 people, 3 people? How many people do you have going to NYKO? You've got to see it. You've got to be so clear and then be consistent. Daily, you've got to post. You've got to reach out. You've got to be a bright light. If you have negative energy, no one wants to be around you. Don't go prospect if you're feeling down in the dumps. You don't do it, because you're going to ruin it for the rest of us, right? But when you're so excited and you're like, hey, how's it going? And everybody doesn't even know that you just drank a whole bottle of Ionix, right? That's how you exude in the world. People want to be around you. They're like, I just want to hang out with you all day. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, check my inbox. Like, can I just follow you around for a day? That's weird. But it's energy. It's all energy. So think about like how you're showing up, right? That's just daily. If you don't turn your own light on, you can't turn somebody else's light on. Then think about it weekly. Double PIBs is a goal of mine since the day I started. It still excites me. I'm not going to lie. I don't care how big a paycheck is. To get 2 people started in a week and get that double bonus, it still excites me. And I always go for it. You guys should always go for it. Monthly, free vitamins is awesome. To get $150 worth of fish oil and antioxidants and your omegas, your vitamins, your minerals, and not have to pay for it, all you have to do is help 1 person a week get started on Isagenix. Like, it's not that hard. But I think so often we're focused on like, I need to make $10,000 a month. You're disappointed in those small things you can be doing that are going to build your belief, and you get to celebrate and excite you and really propel you forward. So I challenge you right now, as we are in Q4 of the rest of the year. What did you set out for in 2019? In 2019, was there debt you wanted to pay off? Was there a body you wanted to have? Was there a rank you wanted to have in your Isagenix Millionaire? Was there a trip you wanted to go on, right? And are you going to show up in 2020 going, damn, Gina, we did all that? Like, what do I have to do in 2020 to step up my A game because I made myself so freaking proud in 2019? Or are you showing up at 2020 going, I should have done more. I could have done more. I wish I had done this. It's never too late, y'all. You got 3 months. 3 months. Starting with bringing home the 90-day game plan with like a Furby, all right? So I love you guys. Thank you for being on here tonight. Thank you for all of your wishes and cards and messages. I take every single one of them to my heart. I cannot wait to see where this team is going to be at the end of the year and just finish strong. If you guys need anything, ever, reach out. I love you guys. Have a great night.